Hi, and welcome to my session of the Make Over Your Life Summit. This one's all about motherhood, and I'm really excited for you to be at this session. Obviously, if you're here, it means that you are thinking heavily about the type of mother you are. And I want to encourage you with this session to think differently about the type of mother you are and how maybe perhaps you perceive motherhood. And my hope is that in the process of doing all that, that you will see yourself differently and see what you do differently. Better. Not differently, just better. How's that? So I hope that you can sit down with me and enjoy this session. Hi, my name is Caitlin Fagan, and this session is all about shifting your mental gears, okay, so that you can shift into motherhood and really love the journey. Let me introduce myself here a little bit. My name is Caitlin Fagan, and I have been a mom now for 10 years. I have 7 children in those 10 years, including 2 sets of twins. Yeah, 2 sets. My first set are my 10-year-olds, and then my newest set are my babies, who are now 3 months old. I am a busy mom with lots of kids, and we homeschool and always have. I also have run a business, a blog, whatsupfagans.com. You should check it out. And follow me on Instagram and stuff. I got married 12 years ago now, and it's been quite the process. Getting married as a 20-year-old who's still in college, who's still kind of immature, and learning how to overcome some of these cultural teachings that I had learned over the years. And that's kind of what I want to help you shift in your mind today in this session. Because I truly think the more that you can shift the way you think about who you are and the role you play as a mother, the more you can embrace all that is your life. My life is chaotic. It is super noisy in my house, like all the time. So much noise, okay? Babies crying and kids that need something and tantrums and toddlers and poop explosions and just all of it, okay? It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm supposed to like teach them stuff in homeschool. Like it's crazy. The thing is though, over the years, this has taken quite the process, okay? And I'm not expecting some miracle for you either here, okay? Because it is a process, okay? Just like we shift gears in a car, it takes a little effort, okay? And each of these gears I'm gonna talk about today, and I have 5 of them for you. I hope that all of them will help you shift a little bit more, shift a little harder, a little smoother into these mental gears, okay? I want you to understand that you are fabulous and that the way you approach motherhood can make a big difference in how happy you are. I really want you to be happy, and I really want you to be successful in your home, as a homemaker, as a wife, and doing all the things that you do. So please stick around and listen to this session. I'll try to make it super quick and on point and give you some maybe homework to do as well. Be sure to check out the freebie I have with this, which is an inventory for your motherhood, so that you can really assess where you are mentally in your feelings and attitudes towards motherhood. I think it'll make a big difference in your life if you truly and honestly take this approach towards it. Are we ready to get started? I sure hope so. The first shift I need you to make is to understand that motherhood is what you are meant to do. Once you accept that role as a mom, through birth, through adoption, through step parenting, through fostering, whatever it is, once you accept that role, it is what you are meant to do. People want you to understand that being a mom is the best. Not all the time. Sometimes it's awful. But I'm not talking about the moments. I'm talking about the long, big picture here. I want you to stop thinking, though, that like mom is just a part of who you are, and start really thinking that being a mom is who you are, and thinking about it in like such a positive and optimistic way. Okay, you can mom so hard, like make mom a verb, not just a noun that your kids say over and over again when they need stuff. I want you to consider something. Eve, when she was made in the Garden of Eden, she was called the mother of all living. And think for a second too that she was the pinnacle of God's creation. She came out of man. Man needed her as a companion. It was not good for man to be alone. He needed her. God needed you to help man, to help mankind, to be the mother, to be the one to serve all of mankind, all the earth. I encourage you to stop fighting against being a mom, okay? Or feeling like you're just a mom. You are not just a mom, because mom is like the bomb diggity best title ever, okay? Mom is the one who tucks you in at night, who sings you songs, who kisses the boo-boos, who, takes you to school, who asks about your homework, who asks about who your friends are, who takes an investment into who you're becoming. Moms play such a crucial role in the development of a human. Being a mother is not some degrading title. Being a mother is the best title. Okay, Eve, the pinnacle of creation, was called a mother. Okay, it's a title of awe and dignity and honor. And as women, as mothers today, we have a piece of that title within ourselves, within our sphere of influence. Just as man was incomplete without a woman, so is a child incomplete without a mother. And you have a wonderful opportunity to be a mother to a child who's going to love you inherently because you are a mother. Not because you're just mom, but because you are the mom. Shift your gears here. You were meant to be a mother. Don't fight against motherhood. Don't fight against this title, these limiting beliefs about what a mom is. Moms can do any dang thing they want, which is going to be my shift number 3. So just hang in there. Okay, mental shift number 2. Your way to mom is going to look different than my way to mom. And, spoiler alert, the way that you mom is not going to be better inherently than the way another person moms. All right? There are many ways to mom. There is no instruction book on motherhood. There's no instruction book on children. I mean, there's guides and there's help books, whatever. But your child is different. It's different. It's different. You are different than me. All right? Just as no 2 trees are the same, so are no 2 mothers. Okay? The way I grow, the way I bend, the amount of water I sucked and the amount of leaves and branches and the shapes and how many wounds and scars and things that I have on my tree are going to be different than the wounds and scars and growth and spread of your tree. We might even be different species of trees, okay? Like, we're trees, but we're just so different, okay? Dark and white and tall and short and fat and wide and very heavily leaved and not so heavily leaved. Different types of leaves. We're all different. Every tree has its own wounds, okay? That animal bit into it, that limb got cut off, it got broken off in the storm, you're barely hanging on sometimes, okay? You're swaying, you're leaning. We're all different, and we all have wounds and scars that affect then how we grow and how we cover. Let's say cover is like love, right? So how we cover those underneath our care. So embrace it, all right? Take the essence of treeness, the essence of motherhood, and run with that, but understand that your branches are going to be growing a different way than my branches are. I want you to understand the importance of knowing that the way you mom is different than the way I mom and your neighbor and even your mom. It's all different, and it's okay to be different. It's needed, because your child is different than my child. You get to pick your spouse, right? But you don't get to pick the temperament and disposition and disabilities, perhaps, of your own child. And so it can be hard sometimes to overcome like these feelings of inadequacy perhaps that you have because you're trying to fit the mold of being a, I don't know, whatever type of mom, right? Whether it's a free range mom or it's a positive parenting type of mom or a Montessori mom. Okay, there's lots of different ways we want to mom, but sometimes our kids demand that we shift away from that type of mom despite how much we don't want to, because we love the idea of that type of mothering. Our child may not respond to it. I learned this concept once I came to peace with my own mom. My mom didn't raise me the way that I felt that she should. I didn't feel as loved and perhaps often neglected. I was the youngest of a big family. My mom was acting as single mom often during the week as my dad was an over-the-road truck driver. And my mom was just different than other moms, okay? And I would pray so hard sometimes that my mom would change, that she would be more interested in who my friends were, more interested in my schooling, more interested in who I was becoming. The reality was, though, that she was never going to change. And once I came to understand that my mom was not going to change, I shifted my own perceptions then of my mom. Okay, so once I also took another step back and I looked at how my mom was raised, I understood how she parented us kids a lot better than too. And as I became a mom, I understood even more, like what it's like to have a big family and what it's like to have all this noise and all these things going on and chaotic, crazy kids, right? And trying to do your best. I think that for the vast majority of moms, you are trying to do your best. I truly believe that. And so I feel like understanding, one, how someone else was parented. My mom was raised by a British woman who immigrated to America and by an alcoholic father. And her father left and divorced my grandmother and had another family. And my grandmother was an older mother having her children later in life, just as my mom was having me when she was 42, kind of later in life. All these things affect how you parent. How you are parented affects your future parenting, sometimes good and bad. Sometimes you take the bad and you change it into a good thing. Sometimes you take the good things and you build upon them, right? Or sometimes we unfortunately have those bad habits kind of ingrained in us. Like my mom was a yeller, so I'm just a yeller, right? So we have all these things from our past, those wounds, those scars, those bumps and bruises, those growth patterns in our tree trunks and in our sides that shape then how we love, how we cover our children. So my encouragement is to give grace to your mother. Give grace to your mother-in-law. Give grace to your husband and how he fathers and parents. Give grace to every other mother you see. The reality is you don't know how their actions are actually showing love, perhaps. Okay? We all show love differently. We all have different types of trees and different types of cover and protection that we offer. And the way that you parent is different than how I'm going to parent and your neighbor and your sister and your best friend. It is okay to parent differently because you are different than anyone else on this whole earth and your child is different than anyone else on this whole earth. And they need you to cater your parenting to them. Sure, you're going to have a certain style. Totally. Because that's your personality. It's hard to parent in a way that doesn't agree with who you are inherently. So please give yourself grace. Mental shift number 3. You can do anything, but you can't do everything. Have you ever heard this concept of having it all as a mom? Or this idea of perfection? Of course you have, of course you have. It's all over everything, social media and blog posts and whatever, okay? The reality is that you can't have it all because what the heck is all anyways, right? And all changes depending on how old you are and what you want out of life. And that changes because we all change and grow and adapt, and the only thing constant in life is change. So you can't always have it all because you can't always have all, right? What happens then once you lose all, okay? What happens when something terrible does happen? Like, does that mean your life is over? I don't know. Like, it's a dangerous road to go down, okay? So the reality is you can't do everything. You can't. You cannot be the perfect mom every single day, especially when you associate mom with perfect homemaker, perfect wife, perfect friend, perfect daughter, perfect sister, perfect neighbor, perfect service, perfect Christian, perfect service worker, perfect PTO mom, perfect homeschool mom. You can't have all of those perfections at one time. It is impossible, okay? And if someone claims to you that they have it all and that they're doing it all, they are lying. There is something that they are not doing. At least not 100%. And at least not perfectly. Or maybe not up to your perfection standards or whatever. It is just not true. So let it go. Let it go for yourself. You can't do it all. Susie's perfection mom over there, she's not doing it all anyways, so stop letting her get to you. Okay, so instead of thinking about perfection, let's think about balance. I think a better thing about trying to do it all and doing everything is just finding balance. And balance is not doing everything equally, by the way. Balance is giving the proper weight to things that need the more emphasis right now, okay? So that might mean in certain phases of life, you focus way more on your kids than maybe you do your husband. Or it may mean that you are doing a lot more service at this point in your life than perhaps other times in your life. Sometimes it means having your kids join you when you're doing other things, right? Okay, so being a mom it's just busy, right? And so balance is about giving the proper weight and emphasis to the things that need it at the time. It's not about doing everything equally. That is dumb. The idea is then you need to pick any two, right? What are you going to focus on right now? Right now, do you need to focus on your career and your children? Then great, do that. Right now, do you need to be able to be a better daughter to your mother? And you're going to let the career go because you still also want to be there for your husband, right? You need to pick two. I think two is easiest to kind of really focus on, but then you also need to be able to rein it back and give proper balance and when things kind of go askew. Because things can kind of float along for a while. Your house can get by without it being cleaned heavily for quite a while. The laundry piles can wait, but there are some things that cannot wait, right? So you need to focus on those things that can't wait. So you have to find what brings you peace throughout all of that. You can't do everything, but you can do anything. So anything you want to do, go ahead and try and do it, right? The sky's the limit here. Even though you're a mom, you can do anything. Like, moms are fabulous individuals, and you are a fabulous individual. And if you want to build a career and be a businesswoman, you can. If you have no desire to have your own business, and you just want to be a freaking rock star mom and homemaker and designer and, cook and chef for your own kids, then go ahead and do that, okay? We're all different, right? So go ahead and do the things that make you happy and bring peace into your home. And that's just playing that balancing act. It's going to change sometimes every single day as to where that balance is and where is that emphasis needed. When you're thinking about doing anything as well, you have to think about the long term. You have to think about, what does God want you to do? What do you want to do deep down inside? Like, where are your goals and priorities? What do you feel God or your higher influence calling you to do, asking you to pursue? Then do it. Give that emphasis there where it's truly needed. If, you suck at cooking and you burn everything you touch, or you are a terrible homemaker or other things, let them go. Just let them go, okay? The reality is you don't have to do anything, okay? You can literally stay in bed all day, okay? You can ignore your children. You can not feed yourselves. You can not feed yourself. You can just do literally nothing. But you have to be able to live with the consequences then of doing nothing, okay? And so whatever consequences you're not okay with, then maybe that's where you need to figure out that's what the thing you need to do. You're happy to wear day-old clothes, and maybe laundry can just take another day, okay? If you're fine with dishes being piled up in the sink because you have no problem doing it in the morning, then great, go for that. Okay, you get to choose every single day what you want to do. If you don't want to do something, then stop doing it, okay? If something aggravates you and makes you crazy, then why are you doing it? You get to choose. You get to set aside that possibility for you. If you want to do more and be more, that's awesome. But keep in mind, you don't have to do everything. And delegation is amazing. Have your kids do their own chores. Have somebody else take your kids to the park or to their practice or whatever. Like, you don't have to do everything. You don't. And you shouldn't, because you can't. With this idea that you can do anything but can't do everything is shift number 4. You need to ask for help, and directly, because complaining doesn't help. Having a woe is me attitude about how you do everything and everything is your responsibility and you just have to do all this over and over again and everything's about you, and no one respects you, Stop it. Just stop. Stop. Okay? Stop it. Stop it. Seriously. Stop the woe is me attitude. You are blessed to have a family that you get to love and serve and cherish every single day. If it's overwhelming to you, then freaking ask for help already, okay? You have a partner, hopefully. If you don't have a partner, I hope you have friends. If you don't have friends, please seek out some friends, like real life people that can help you, okay? go to a church. I love my church family and community so much. Everywhere I go, I have a new one, and there's such a huge support because we've moved like 4 different states, okay, in our marriage. So we've moved a lot and far away from family every time. I know how important it is to have real people in your life. You do so much. I understand. You got the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are a superwoman, amazing, whatever, okay? Like, you do a lot. But complaining about the fact that you are doing everything kind of takes that cape away of your superwoman awesomeness, okay? You have to understand that people want to help you. Crazy. It's crazy, I know. People want to help you. People love to serve other people. And if you invite them to serve, let them serve you, okay? You have to admit that you need help. You have to admit that you can't do it all. So again, that's with all these shifts, right? So admit you can't do it all, understand that, and then be willing to tell your kids that they need to do chores. And that certain things are just 100% their responsibility. Their laundry, now 100% their responsibility. Picking up their toys, now 100% their responsibility. Stop doing those things for them. If it aggravates you and it makes you have this attitude of like, oh my gosh, I hate my life, I do everything for everybody, no one respects me, then demand respect. So anything that makes you go crazy because, excuse you, because you don't want to do it, because it just annoys you to no end. First of all, see if there's some easy solution to conquer the thing that annoys you. You're sick of all the shoes all over the house, then come up with a real solution for the shoes already. Just spend the money, get the solution, okay? If there's that thing that aggravates you, find the solution, okay? Maybe it's better organization. Maybe it's just chucking stuff away. Maybe it's decluttering. Maybe it's having somebody else do it for you, right? Just stop aggravating yourself with things that you don't want to do or things that bug you. There's always things that bug you, right? Around your home, or you wish things were better. Then just fix that thing. Removing the stressors from your life, guess what? Decreases the stress in your life, or the energy that you put into stressing and thinking about all these things. Complaining endlessly about the thing that doesn't work, about how you wish things were different, or how you just complaining doesn't work, all right? Fixing the issue does, and asking for help does. If you want your husband to put his laundry in the hamper, or your kids put their laundry in the hamper, then ask them to. Sometimes people don't know the things that bug you until you tell them. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't play mind games with people. Don't give silent treatments. Okay, none of that's healthy, because you can't control your family. You can only control yourself. You can't control how things affect you, and you can control how you ask them to do certain things for you. So again, just ask for what you want. Be direct, be compassionate when you say it, and oftentimes put the emphasis on you. I really don't like when you just put your clothes on the floor next to the hamper. It feels disrespectful to me. It feels like you don't care, okay? Now, don't do the blame game, all right? You don't need to load all this guilt on your children and your spouse and your friends and whatever. But do emphasize how it does affect you, and be honest, okay? Don't be over dramatic, but be honest. Mental gear to shift number 5. See what you do as a mom as service or as love, because that's what it is. Now, this kind of goes back to the woe is me idea, in that when you do things around your home, when you help your kids, when you do all these things, it can feel like drudgery. But if we can shift that idea and we can see that what we're doing is not just like, oh my gosh, there's another thing I have to do, I'm so tired, I don't want to do these things. If we switch it, we turn that little gear, we push in that clutch, and we do a little work here, we can see that what we're doing is acts of service. I don't know anyone who's better at service than moms. They do so much every single day for their families. If they work, they're working to provide for their families financially. If they stay home, oh my gosh, the list is endless of the things that you guys do every single day, from wiping butts and noses to cleaning up vomit to, getting them food and snacks and taking them fun places and just doing so many things, paying for music lessons, or, you know, homeschooling them. That's a whole other level, right? So like, there's so much that you do as a mom, and you can see it as like another thing you have to do, or you can see it as something that you get to do, that you have the opportunity to do because you're a mom, and a freaking awesome mom. And you can see that like, I get this opportunity to serve. And every time you serve, it absolutely comes back to you. Okay? Because here's the reality. You're not alone in your motherhood journey. Okay? I truly believe that God is watching you from above and sees every little tiny thing you do every day to serve your family. And He is not going to forget all that. Okay? You are the ultimate service provider within your home and for your families outside the home, or, you know, like, you are doing an incredible work each and every day as you pick up toys, as you feed your children, as you clothe them, as you bathe them, as you take them to sports and you take them to school, as you and teach them at your knee, as you read them books, as you pray for them. You are doing so much service, and you have that beautiful opportunity to set an example for them of what it means to love. Your attitudes towards helping them goes such a long way in how they feel about service themselves, about how hard or easy it is to go out of their way to serve someone, to help their sibling who's struggling to cut their sandwich at lunchtime or make a sandwich, to picking up trash on the side of the road, to helping their sibling clean their room or do their chores. You, as the mom, are doing service all day long, whether you see it that way or not. I'm encouraging you to see it that way. Don't think about it as like, oh my gosh, I have all these things to do. I see it as I have so many things I get to do. You get to serve. You get blessings in for serving. You may not see those blessings because maybe you have like infants, and infants, you know, they bless you with like smiles back, and otherwise they're kind of needy and demanding. Your kids are always kind of needy and demanding. I feel like regardless of how old they are, it gets a little easier as time goes on. All right, that's a lesson there. I once read a book, or I think it was a book or a blog post, where this mom, as she went about her day, picking up clothes or making beds or toys or serving her kid, or, you know, doing these things for her kids, she would actually pray for her children or whatever family member she was serving. So maybe it was she was, you know, doing laundry for her and her husband. So she would pray for her husband as she was folding his laundry. Or as she was picking up toys or clothes off the floor, she would pray for her son or daughter whose clothes they were or toys they were. And I just thought that was such a neat idea. I'm not good at like doing that. I'm not super prayerful naturally. Like, it's not one of my gifts, right? But I love that, and it stuck with me so much. And just this idea of like flipping how we see what we do. So the more I see is what I do as a mother as annoying, as limiting perhaps, then the more I hate it. Right? We want to feel like we're in control, right? We want to feel like, you know what? This is what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing to serve my family. And because I'm choosing to serve them, I can feel happy and I can feel good about that. Service is caring, it is love, it is all these good things. Like I said earlier, you don't have to do anything, but you are choosing to do all these things every day for your family. See it as a gift. See it as something that you are doing because you love them. Because the reality is you do love your children and your spouse and other people that you are serving within your home and outside your home. See it as service. Not any like, pat yourself on the back, you're so holy and mighty and awesome, okay? I mean, you might be, but don't see it that way, okay? See it as just, I can feel good about my contributions to the world because every day I am choosing to serve, and you are. I truly believe that. As a mom, you are choosing to serve and to bless and to love and to care, and that is fantastic. You are amazing, and I want you to believe that and not see what you do as not important. It is so important because you love, and this is how you show how you love, is through your service and your kindness and the gentle words that you speak to your children. so much for watching this video. I hope that you took something away from this, hopefully many things. Whatever you do, believe in yourself. Believe that you are amazing, because you are. Believe that you can change how you see the world as a mom. I hope that you can see that though you can't control all of that, you can control your mind. And the sooner you get a grip of your mental perceptions of your reality and of who you are, who your kids are, what your strengths are, and how being a mom is the best and it is what you're meant to do, and that you can find balance through getting help and through being direct and getting what you want by asking for what you want, that you can fully embrace this journey and enjoy it and love being a mom. Maybe not all the time, all right? Some days are still awful. But you can love it big picture, long picture wise, right? And you, a lot of times, will love it in the moment. You can have fun being a mom and a parent and just doing this thing. It's hard, but it's so worth it. I promise you that you can not only make it worth it, but like you can enjoy it too. I leave that with you all with a blessing and a prayer that you can love this journey and that you can shift those gears within yourself to be happier, to see what you do in a better and more full light. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you around.